I believe in doing my job. I believe in doing my job extremely well. So I didn't answer my phone. And I kept talking to these young ladies and trying to encourage them and trying to lift them up. And my phone went zzz, zzz. Now I came on work and I would answer my phone. And all of a sudden, something told me to answer my phone. So I reached in my pocket and I was up in front of those girls and I picked it up and it was my wife. And she said, Kim, you need to get to 119 out here on Taft Highway as quick as you can. So I ended up rushing out there, and when I got there, can you guys help me? I don't want to see this picture. So could you help me, sir? If you could show that picture. It's what I came upon. That was my daughter's VW Bug. Can you tell it's a Bug?
Sort of.
My daughter weighed 105 pounds. She was a golfer. She was the most uncoordinated young lady you've ever met in your life. But man, she could hit the snot out of a golf ball. And I got up there and I saw her car, and my wife showed up and our son showed up, and we later found out that my daughter was going around the corner right outside on 119. If you ever go to Bakersfield and you see the little arrows, have you ever seen that on the road when you head towards Valley Acres? Well, if you look just to the right side, there's a black and pink cross. That's where my daughter passed away. So we rushed to Bakersfield, and I guess they ended up picking her up in an ambulance. They took her to Taft Airport, and they flew her by helicopter to Kern Medical Center. My daughter weighed 105 pounds. She was thrown through, in that picture, the sunroof of that car. I had a CHP officer that came to my house, a friend of mine, and he talked about 4 points of contact. That's police talk. It meant that she left the road, flew into the air, she landed, point of contact number 1. She bounced off the top of the hill, she rolled down again, she hit, she rolled like 7 or 8 times. She landed on the ground, that was the time she was thrown out of the sunroof. And all of a sudden, the 4th point of contact, the car landed and it rolled over on its top. My daughter lay about 6 feet away from the car when it stopped moving. We rushed to Kern Medical Center as quick as we could. And I remember waiting there, and all my friends, man, if you got friends, hold on to them, folks, because they were there with me that night with my wife and my son. And they were there, and we waited forever. Man, it seemed like forever. And all of a sudden, they said, come on back. And one of these days, you know what a mom feels like, you know what a dad feels like, and I had hope, folks, that she was going to make it. And I remember walking down the hall, and a lady in a white suit, she was a doctor, and she said, "Are you Mr. Fields?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am." And she said, "I'm so sorry, sir, but I've done all I can do for you." Now I remember looking at this lady, and it was about midnight by now, and I said, "Ma'am, what in the world does that mean to me? You've done all you can do for me." What do you mean by that? She said, "Sir, I'm really sorry, but I've done all I can do for you." After it was over, after the service was over, a week or so later, I met with the CHP officer who came to my house, and he sat down in front of me on my couch, and he said, "Kim, she didn't wear a seatbelt." I checked her car, she didn't wear a seatbelt. You know the weirdest part about this story, folks? I was born and raised in Taft. I know hundreds of people. And those people went out there with rakes and shovels, and they went through that dirt inch by inch. And we never found ourselves.